I can taunt you.
Taunt me.
There are so many ways I can kill you.
That will be your last stupid mistake.
Wow. Okay, first of all, I want to start right there. There's two things I want to point out that nobody has mentioned, and I want to point these out. So, this is a video from a month ago, posted by Diablo. Look at the name, right? See that name right there? Moosefire? See that name right there? Animora? Right? Here's the one from the other day, 2 days ago. Animora and Moosefire. Same names. Okay, so this, again, this is from a month ago.
Part of their challenge was building up the snow so that if the door was closed, it would build up around the bottom of the door. There's like a little bit of subtle snow.
Well, that's a month ago, and they're talking about design of the level and the detail of the design. 1 month ago. 1 month ago. All right, and then this clip, this is from 2 days ago. This is the video that they literally just posted 2 days ago. So let's hear what they're talking about today, a month later.
A bit of level design with procedural creation with the tiles, as mentioned previously. And then other times we're working with encounters or like adding little goodies on where to spawn shrines, as we currently see. And every now and then there will also be cursed shrines, and that's a fantastic event Dini actually created.
All right, so let's take a quick look at this real quick. So, Animora, okay, you can see her in both things here. So this is the barb perspective. I believe, I want to say this lady is playing the barb. I believe so. It's really hard. It's so confusing. They jump back and forth so much. So anyways, Animora. And I did look at their abilities. Their abilities are slightly different. They do use different abilities, so there is that, but they're the same exact characters. And I wonder if it's like a dev account or what, because if you look here, the XP is it's pretty much the same. It's like they have like just like a demo or something, you know. It's really weird that they have the same names though, and it's also weird that they're still talking about level design and stupid shit like that. And it's been a month.
At something you did, and they're like, whoa.
I do that.
Yeah.
I've been like, oh, screenshot. I worked on that.
Like, cool.
She takes screenshots of her own work and says, I worked on that. Man, I tell you what, these devs love repeating themselves. They literally say the same thing they said 4 weeks ago, 2 days ago, and now this girl's gonna say what the Asian lady just said 4 weeks ago. Let's hear it.
I feel so like elated just due to the fact that being under NDA for so long, which granted I haven't been on this project as long as Dini has, but being able to finally be able to tell friends like, oh hey, here's the game, go try it, and like tell me what you think, and being able to see everybody just so happy with it and taking critique and like responding to it as fast as we can. Just overall loving to hear people boast about it, and getting to basically flaunt like, hey, this is what I've been working on for the past long while.
My wife's family is huge on Diablo, so it's been a lot of them like asking me like where everything is.
All right, let's listen to what she says about the expansive world.
But I've been pleasantly surprised. Like, the game is so expansive. Like, while I've worked on dungeons, the overworld alone, like, there's so much content there, and there's so many other dungeons I just haven't worked on. There's always...
All right, so let's talk about the world real quick. What's the things to do in the world, chat? All right, let's go. Let's list them real quick. Lilith statues. You're forced to do these. You have to do these. It's an annoyance, okay? Annoyance. Renown, strongholds, things like that. Annoyances, more just renowned. Renown is annoying. Let's see, what else does there do? Legion events. They're pretty much useless now because they're not worth the XP. They're not worth the time to go to. They're pretty bad unless you are like doing a seasonal race and you want to try to get an item here or there. They're pretty bad though. So let's continue. Helltide. Helltide's probably the only world event that's actually worth doing on cooldown, as it gives you crafting materials, etc. and stuff like that. So Helltide. World bosses, pretty useless and pretty easy, very underwhelming. I don't know, the Asian lady was like hyping up how like proud they are of their boss fights and things like that, and how they can make them massive size. You can making a character in game large is like an accomplishment or something. Let's see, what else is there to do in the world? Side quests. You have to travel and converse the world to pick up ore and materials for potions and things like that. As far as the world being expansive, yeah, it's huge, and there's a lot of nothing. So yeah, I'm gonna agree with her on that. It is very expansive, but there's not as much as she's making it seem to do. Now, to traverse the world takes forever because the mount sucks, and it still sucks even after they fix running through barricades, as if that would help. Maybe they should have added like 3 more sprint bars so you can actually cross 10% of the map in one sprint or something. And then let's just continue. Also, I'm sorry for all the actual average players in the game.
Emotions. I gotta get more. I feel like I am average at games.
Yeah, so anybody who is average at video games, I feel really bad for you if this is the standard for an average player. So just, I don't know. If you guys, like, if you were this bad at the game, I can do coaching lessons. Just hit me up and we'll work out a price or something. It'll be pretty cheap, so just let me know. But I can get you way better than these players. So I guarantee that.
Some of us are a little more casual, some of us are a little more hardcore, and it's kind of cool because then we can try and find this like balance between all of our stuff.
They're talking about balance. They're talking about being casual and hardcore. So if this chick thinks that she's an average player, she's like way over her nut. She's off her rocker, as they would say. A casual, like 50-60 hour work dad has like more experience probably than this lady, like in the game, playing the game. I'm not trying to be rude to her as a person, but her watching her play the game, struggling in a tier 1 level 50 dungeon is baffling. It's literally hurting my brain to see somebody struggling this hard. So I want to know what her chart of casual to hardcore is, because for us, hardcore is literally min-maxing the game, like tick perfect. I'm talking about every click you make is progression. Okay, there's no town, there's no lava. That is a hardcore player. I'm talking about in the dungeon, out of the dungeon, maximum efficiency, vendor cell, repeat dungeon, like somebody who's like min-maxing the game. That's hardcore to me, right? Speedrunners, hardcore, right? You know what I mean? Things like that are hardcore. But to this lady, what if hardcore for her is just playing like 5 hours a day? Yikes, right? That's where I'm stuck. Like maybe she thinks hardcore is a lot less than what we think it really is. So that could be a problem here, right? Big problem I see. All right, let's listen to the Asian lady brag about the POI scene real quick.
Players go through the same dungeons over and over again. They're like, oh, I noticed this stone or crack or hole. But the cool thing about POI scene, we like to call it, is where the boss fight happens. We can dress up as fancy as possible. Like we can make it as remarkable as we want, and then it's bigger than the usual size, so we have like a lot more freedom to explore the look. So it's quite cool. It's very pleasing to work on the boss fight room.
The big epic like finale for the whole dungeon.
Yep. So it's a lot fancier than other hallways that you run around.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say this real quick. The most exciting thing about watching them play just now was the actual music. The music itself was actually pretty good. I like that music, but everything else, I'm not trying to like shit talk. I love Diablo. I love it. But I mean, they did a really, really bad job on like bosses. Like the things they are like highlighting as like key features in their game, like expansive world, great bosses, things like that. Like, oh, level design. All of them suck. All of them. The map design, having to backtrack in maps, terrible. Who thought of that? Kill all 100% kill everything in this area. Terrible. The world map is immense and there's barely any mobs. It should be like the new Helltide where there's just mobs on mobs on mobs and you're just fluttered in mobs and the world is chaos.